From our nation's capital. Kaitlan, what does that mean? What's George Soros trying to do with the immigration crisis?
Good morning. Okay, so George Soros is this foreign-born left-wing guy who essentially wants to change the nature of our country. And in this data dump, one of the memos was about the refugee crisis. And they made 3 points. They think that they've been successful at influencing immigration policy across the world. They think that the refugee crisis is an opportunity to continue doing so. And they think the refugee crisis is the new normal. And George Soros is this guy who is a staunch advocate for open borders. He wants people to be able to go wherever they want, whenever they want, for whatever reason. And for him, he sees this immigration policy, this crisis, as a vehicle to further his immigration.
Welcome back. You recently saw what happened on CNN, how Libras are freaking out. Now there is something about callings. According to this article, in March 17, 2017, appearance on Tucker Carlson Tonight, Collins defended Trump attacks on the press, took some shot at CNN, and trashed her colleagues for their reactions to Trump criticisms. Now, Libras are bringing out her old clips. I don't know if they are actually calling that CNN should fire her or what exactly. I have seen this surfacing on social media like never before. I have some videos I'm going to play so you can see exactly what is happening here. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. And if possible, why not share this clip?
About last night, the 70 minutes that I spent on stage in New Hampshire with former President Donald Trump was a major inflection point in the Republican Party's search for its nominee and potentially the starting line for America's next presidential race. It's important to remember that he is right now the GOP frontrunner, a race that he is running, as noted, while being criminally indicted, found civilly liable, and under investigation for everything from his handling of classified documents to his business empire. Also notable is the Republican reaction on Capitol Hill today to someone who could easily once again become their party's nominee.
Does it worry you that your party's leading presidential candidate is advanced?
Of course it does. That's why I don't intend to support him for the Republican nomination.
Yes, when you take a look at what is happening here, Colin has worked with Daily Caller, owned by Tucker Carlson, before working with CNN. She was a strong reporter at the White House during Trump era. Now, what is happening? Libras are not happy.
I think that you don't give a bigot and a racist and a misogynist and a liar and a cheater and a sexual abuser and a defamer a platform of 3 million people. And I'm saddened. I used to work for CNN for quite some time. Anderson Cooper has been my friend for over 20 years. And I'm saddened that he tried to gaslight me yesterday by saying that people are in silos. People aren't living in a silo. They are choosing to listen to the lies or not. 46.9% of people voted for Trump in 2020, but he lost the popular vote by over 7 million people. We know who this man is. We learned who this man is, and we did not need to see what we saw. I think that that town hall will be studied in journalism schools around the country as to what not to do. It was not fact-checked appropriately. I don't believe,
she tried.
Again,
she tried, yeah.
the girl tried. Let's give her some good enough in that type of situation. Can I just not be interrupted for a second? She didn't have the range. He agreed to the interview because he knew he could steamroll her.
That's not fair.
Jake Tapper
would have done it anyway.
Would have done a better job. And I will tell you that, remember, Trump walked out of a 60 Minutes interview with Leslie Stahl because she was fact-checking him in real time every single time. It's time for some real introspection at CNN, because I often thought, like Judge Brandeis, the Supreme Court Justice actually Brandeis, that sunlight is said to be the best of disinfectants. Right. This time,
but that's what this is.
No, CNN went with Les Moonves. This was a business decision. Oh. Les Moonves said this was awful for the country, but it was good for CBS. This was awful for the country. CBS. It was awful for the country, but congratulations, CNN, for making a little bit of money on the backs of our democracy.
I don't get the point. She has been there for some time. Even with Don Lemon, nobody was talking anything. Immediately, when she now handled this interview with Trump, Libras are digging a lot about her. It means in the past, they didn't care whether she worked with Tucker Carlson or what exactly. They never thought of anything like that. Just when she decided to, do something they don't like, immediately they started bringing back these videos. That is to tell you a lot with these people. If they disagree with you on something, they will obviously look for something to attribute on you, so it can affect your job. I don't agree with Collins on some cases, but looking at what happened with CNN recently on that town hall with Trump, I didn't see this as a problem. It is normal to bring people from different political point of views, to share their opinions on things we disagree on. If you only focus like CNN should be a place where only Libra should be allowed, it is crazy. Like all this meltdown, they are uncalled for. A media house should be a place where every person can come, share their opinion, no matter how we disagree, then we move on. It should not be, this person should not be allowed on this platform. Trump still speaks and people listen without even going to CNN. Millions of people see daily. He's on Instagram. He's on Facebook. Truth Social. Millions of people are seeing what he put out. So what exactly are you talking about? Because I don't get it. Try to say it should not be here, it should not be... when most of these social media platforms had to ban him, suspend his account, they were happy. They thought he has been silent. But instead, nothing like that happened. We saw what happened with the media. They continue to talk about him every single day. If they could not succeed to silence him that time, I don't believe they can do it now. They should go to Mark Zuckerberg and then, Trump should not speak on these platforms. If they can only bash CNN for carrying out this, it is crazy. They should bash other media platforms if they really think it is not right.
Thank you for having me.
So there was this amazing moment in January. So Sean Spice, the new press secretary, asked the first question not to the AP reporter, but to the reporter from the New York Post. All of a sudden, there was this uproar on Twitter. Reporters who literally weren't even born when Barack Obama was elected were complaining about the breach of tradition. Why the resentment?
The press is throwing a royal tantrum because they can't control what the country is talking about. For the last 8 years, they've all decided what the question should be, and they've all gone in there and asked the same question. And now that they're not being called on, they can't control what the news is about, and it's driving them crazy.